Gotta love the new intro music. Welcome back, everyone.
We're gonna try to change that every week.
Every week a new... Yeah, exactly. Every week a new intro. So welcome back, episode 3 of the
Nobody's Podcast.
When nobody knows shit. When we talk shit. And that's all it is. So thanks for tuning in. What's going on? What's going on out there? What's going on in social media?
Social media. Let's see here. The people who have conversations with each other, but do it as statuses.
So someone posting a conversation as their status, like, you know, what's on your mind on Facebook or
like, you know,
something.
a woman or a woman tells her husband that they love them on like Valentine's Day, but they do it as a Facebook status. Like, you guys sitting next to each other?
I never got that, you know. It was like so artificial.
It's like you said, like they're trying to convince themselves. So
yeah, it's like they are trying to convince themselves that, you know, like, I love you so much. Like,
I want to tell the world.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
on Facebook.
It's like they would tell everyone online first before they said it to each other. Like, for real. Which is pretty crazy, but that's just the age that we're in, right? And you know what they say, it's not official until it's on Facebook, right?
Is that what it is?
Read too much into these statuses.
We got one here. I can't say too much because I know.
Yeah, no name. We can't name any names, right?
But basically, I guess it was their 1 year anniversary. Mm-hmm. So she's talking to him about the ups and downs and the shitty times that they've had and the good times that they've had, and every day gets better, and she loves him, and they want to be together forever, blah, blah, blah. But, like, why is that a Facebook status?
Why would you want to share
a personal conversation with somebody?
I want to know why you would share that with everybody as well.
And like, Facebook now does the whole, like, this person is talking to that person. So it actually tells you.
Oh, okay.
There's like an arrow.
So you can, like, zonk out if you don't want, right? You don't have to listen to it.
No, but it's basically telling you that this person is specifically talking to that person.
Oh.
But it's going, like, on your feed.
I don't know. What happened to personal private message? Or, like, what about talking to each other? Like, why the fuck do you have to put it online? But I'm thinking, like, whenever someone says ups and downs, like, in a year, you know, mind you, like, it can happen. I'm not saying it's impossible, but how fucking bad are your downs in the first year? You know, like, are you still together with a really down year? You know, that's I guess relationship. So it's like, you know, you bring your shit to the table, and that's what happens, right?
Yeah, I can't find it now, unfortunately, but next time I see it, I'll have to bring it up. But these two girls in particular that like talking to each other, but they'll like freak out about something random.
Well, what kind of statuses annoy you the most?
I think the whole, you know what the sad ones are the ones where like a relative is like ill and they put it as a status, like thinking of you,
right?
Blah blah blah. Like, why are you putting that out there in the world to see?
But most of the time, I find like they're looking to be consoled by all their friends.
They're looking for attention.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's a sad way. Like, you're using a sad topic to gain attention.
I think you're right. No, it's a sad way of doing it. I've seen one where they've given whole updates of like how this person is doing.
Oh man.
You know, like, I had to check up for mom today, and you know, took him home and drove him this, and like, gotta give the meds, and
that's rough.
Holy shit, this is a lot of fucking detail. And you know, like, and it's stuff like that where I should, you know, empathize more, but I can't, because it's like, why is it on here?
Well, the delivery is the message is
brutal.
Like, that's not the place for it.
So you got to know what's appropriate, like where to put it and whom to talk to. Like,
so the other ones are like, had a brutal day, like, go screw yourself, like you're like bitching at somebody, nobody knows who you're bitching at,
right?
Or like, you know, they have bad grammar and bad spelling.
No, spelling errors are the best.
So like they're losing their mind and they don't know how to spell on Facebook. So it's like, it's humorous. Like, I blocked a couple of people because of that, but I'm gonna start following them again. I'm gonna start them as close friends so I can get their stuff back, because it's gonna be good material.
It's funny how it starts. It's like, People that you know, they annoy you because of what they put, so you block them out, and then you're like, this is too funny to pass up, so you get back on following just to see how pathetic their lives are. But that's like reality TV, you know? It's like the Kardashians in particular.
Oh my
right?
God.
And I'm guilty. We watch it, me and the wife, and you know what? It's funny. It's because you kind of watch how screwed up they are to feel good about your own screwed up
I can't
life.
watch that stuff. Well, see, for me, I watch Intervention to make myself feel better about
But I guess that's why we all do it. And let's face it, no reality TV show is actually real.
Yeah, that's true.
Right, but we want to believe it is. It's crazy.
I saw one the other day episode. I was like, kept telling my girlfriend like and her friend like, change the channel. This is like brutal. What's his name? Bruce Jenner, the father of Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, stepfather.
Yeah, they were driving.
Paparazzi, and he freaked out.
Yeah, you saw that episode?
Yeah, it
like,
just
give me a
totally
break.
unlike him, and I think it was,
Obviously,
frankly, it
it's
was
staged.
right?
Give me a break.
Sure. Like, I mean, we want to believe that it's off the fly, but no one's really that screwed up.
Yeah, you're following my...
But they're brilliant. Give them credit. You know what?
Well,
they found a way to
that's true. You can't knock
to
them
make
for
it
that.
work, right? Because let's face it, no one wants to watch like the Huxtables anymore. You know, you just like Perfect is too like.
I still fantasize about Miss Huxtable.
I thought you were gonna say Rudy.
Are you kidding me? Mrs. Huxtable is one of the hottest women. on
Alicia
television.
Rashad. Yeah, that's what she was.
No,
married.
screw her. Is that her name? Alicia Rashad?
Yeah. You don't even know your fantasy.
yeah.
What kind of fantasy is that?
Well, who fantasizes about the husband? I don't know. I don't care who she's married to.
I thought you were gonna say.
Ahmad Rashad, she was married to.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
NBA freaking announcer. Right?
Yeah, NBA inside stuff. Had a main man every week. Come on, give it. My main man, MJ. My main man, Scottie Pippen.
Yeah.
My main man, HIV man. Magic.
Yeah.
No, but, yeah, like, I don't think anyone enjoys watching, like, The Perfect Family. No one likes that.
No.
Right? What gets ratings? Fucked up shit. Hoarders. Like, you watch it. I watch Hoarders. I get so annoyed.
you really?
But here's the thing. Like, I think all of us have this. Like, we just think it's a simple fix, and you're like, God damn it, can't you just see? Clean your shit up. Like, or
You know what I would do? Throw
everything out?
I would tell them to go away for a couple of days.
Yeah.
And I would throw everything out. and you know what? Apparently that's like not the way to do it.
that
There's
is
no
the
freak
yeah.
out.
They say that's the worst way to.
But how did they know what's missing anyways? If you didn't bring this freaking dead rat to their attention that they were freaking keeping as a pet, did they even know that the dead rat was there? Like, how would they know something's missing?
Well, I swear to God, one time I saw in a commercial, and I think they were trying to like build up, you know, like the most fucked up episode yet.
Yeah.
And I swear I saw a rat that looked like the size of a raccoon, and I've never seen shit like that. Apparently, in New York City, though, there are rats that are just the size of dogs.
Really? Oh my God.
So, you know, and they're such infectious friggin' animals. Like, I couldn't even imagine.
Oh
But
my God.
hey, you gotta have something wrong in the noodle. You know, the wiring's not right when you get that close to your belongings. And
1-800's Got Junk must love that show because they're the ones that come in and clean it, eh?
and why? Yeah.
They got free advertising for life because of that show.
And they don't even need it. Like, they can clean everybody's fucking house for sure. Right? You know what I mean? Whoever started that is just absolutely brilliant.
Man.
Right? And I bet there is a small percentage of the time where they just sell off some of that shit too. Like, how many times do they go to a house and the guy's throwing out valuables and they're like, yeah, okay, we'll throw it out. Meanwhile, they sort through it and who knows, they're going
antique.
They're going to the pawn shops.
Yeah, seriously.
Tell me about Intervention. You watched that one?
Yeah, apparently they stopped doing it though. No more season.
To racy or
I don't know why they stopped it, but that show was amazing. You never watched it?
I've seen an episode actually. Yeah,
Only one? Jeez, I've
Yeah,
seen
just
I
one.
watch that shit religiously.
I think
So
yeah, you get into it if you're right from the get
that
go if you
reminds
like
me.
it.
I gotta show you this. Speaking of Intervention, so
We're gonna watch an Intervention.
and you're gonna listen to a reaction. This is bad because
Interventions are just
It's-
serious fucking business.
yeah. So what I was saying, like basically, interventions. Somebody's like either addicted to alcohol, heroin, meth, and the family's trying to save them, right? And I always tear up like a big baby at the end of it
Okay.
when they're reading the stories and stuff,
Right.
Because I get emotional easily.
Well,
when I see
why
it.
don't you tell everyone how they're structured? Because I've heard this before. It's not like they just confront you. There is a
No,
little bit
well, they tell the people on the show that they're filming a documentary for addiction.
Okay.
So the person that's being followed around by the camera doesn't know that they're about to face an intervention. They just think that they're making a documentary about their life and what it's like to be addicted to a substance. So then at the end of the show, they walk into the room thinking that it's the final interview with the director or producer or whatever. And then the whole family is sitting there. And they all read letters to them and try to convince them to go to rehab. But they're all crying their asses off, bawling, and
Sure.
stuff, right? So it's very emotional. But so for that, I always watch. And I do bawl my eyes out. But while you're watching it and you're seeing this person who's addicted to meth or whatever, you're thinking, you know what? My life is pretty good.
Yeah, there you go.
I got a lot more things I could be worried about. So
Well, that's it goes back to, you watch some screwed up people to feel good about your own screwed up life. Yeah.
So speaking of like crying your brains out, there's this guy. His son's talking to his father.
Because I know somewhere deep down in my heart,
Looks like Urkel.
I
It does
still
look like
love you.
But here it comes.
I think I've seen this.
This guy was a champion boxer.
Really?
Sad as hell.
Yeah.
But you have to laugh at the way this guy cries.
He's crying like a gorilla, like it's something fucked up, like deep in the night, like Congo. Have a look at that, 42 million views. Like,
I know,
we got
right?
nothing better to do but to watch people
I know.
cry. I know, no, that is freaked out. I am more sad about it than
I know.
than I can laugh at it. But
Yeah. You're a better man than I am.
sure, I just say shit behind his back. No, but you know what? He strikes me just looking at him like, you said he's a boxer.
He was a champion boxer.
He probably doesn't wear too many emotions on the sleeve there. And, you ever meet those guys, or anyone really, that they're just so fucking stone cold that you're like, there's got to be something screwed up in your life that makes you, like, so cold.
Well, the sad thing about this guy is he went from being a world champion. He was the first guy to knock out Floyd Mayweather's dad.
Dad? Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So he won the belt there. So you see this guy top of the world, and then years later he's like homeless. It's sad.
So what was his addiction?
I didn't get into what he was addicted to, because a buddy of mine showed me this video and was like, "Look at this."
So it all starts with the crying.
Yeah, it starts with the crying.
I bet you that's more than half the people that tune into the show tune in to laugh at them, like, in their pain, and then they get caught into the story. They get suckered in.
I know, it's messed up.
That is.
There was there was a story on, like, a documentary on him after a couple of videos on YouTube I was watching. It's just crazy. I think it's meth was his abuse,
that's a
but
serious one.
yeah.
You know what? It's I always thought the hardest addiction to get over is not even like the hardest drug. It's just smoking,
Yeah, that's
Right.
what they say.
In-
They say
to
it's
begin
equivalent as heroin.
right? And then you talk about legalizing various drugs, like starting with cigarettes and drinking. There's already problems as it is. But I will say this: I would think most of the time, or much of the time, like the people with addictions already have some underlying concerns. So, whatever it is, that's the drug or whatever the habit is just the outlet.
Well, usually these guys have something traumatic that happened to them in their life.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you're watching the intervention, usually it shows like how they're living and stuff, and then it breaks out like, when I was 14, my dad got into a serious accident, died, and then it's like, fuck. It's always like a
And then it's
crazy
singled in every
tragedy
sense.
that is the tipping point that
Right.
triggers like the addiction.
But do you ever think or feel that these guys they forget what the starting point is, or do they know? But
think they
just
know. They're
develop
just-
that habit now, and then they fall into.
I think it goes on so out of control that they can't like stop it.
And then I guess it's just a pattern of other things. But it's crazy to think of, like, the background behind the whole thing.
Yeah.
But you know what? You can have healthy addictions too.
Yeah, well, for sure.
You can even do healthy things in a negative way. Like,
Well, Alice Cooper was addicted to alcohol for the longest time, and so then he took up golf. And so
Okay.
now he's just
Now
as
he's into
addicted to golf
Well-
as he was into alcohol. So now he doesn't drink anymore.
so there's something in the personality
Yeah,
that, like,
exactly.
just basically transferred it over. But
Yeah.
if you're fortunate enough to do that, like, shit, you know,
Yeah.
before you ruin not only your life but
Your
those
family's
around
life.
you.
Yeah.
We'll post that on fucking Facebook. Had an intervention today, got admitted to the clinic. But, you know, and I also hear that a majority of the folks end up relapsing. Right?
Yeah,
'Cause
they
it
do a lot, yeah.
and it's a lot to ask, I think, to turn it around, you know, in one rehabilitation period.
Well, you're supposed to basically cut off all of your ties to your friends that are in that lifestyle,
Right.
because obviously they're gonna like drag you back into it. So it is. It's a huge adjustment, I would imagine, to just cut off all your friends that you've spent so much time with. A lot of them too have like boyfriend or girlfriends that like support them,
Right.
enable their
Or they meet each other in these support groups.
Yeah,
And they relapse together.
yeah, exactly.
Kind of like a Breaking
Celebrity
Bad. Like Breaking Bad.
Celebrity Rehab. I was made me laugh because China was in one of them. Have you
For what? Steroids?
Well, she would never admit that she had an addiction, and Dr. Drew kept trying to pepper her and say it's got to, you got to be addicted to steroids, but she would never admit to it. And so he was saying that she was in denial and she was never going to get cured unless she admitted her addiction and blah, 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 blah. So it's like, what are you doing in a rehab treatment if you're not addicted to anything? Like, why would you go into that building?
Yeah, well,
She's addicted to trying to recover
They do it for the money.
career.
Cover the addiction, get the money, and keep the
Yeah.
addiction going. But you know what? These folks, they know what their problem is, right? They just don't want to. It's not time for them to face it, admit to it, and get going on it, right? So, but you know what? It's a haunted past, right?
Yeah.
But not all memories have to be like that. So, one thing I want to ask you, just to, because I equate like different time milestones in my life to like different things that I've either had or what I was doing, but one in particular was jobs, because we were chatting at Nelson. I don't know if you drove by these guys, but there's some pizza joints that hire folks to actually hold medium pizza $5, and they just stand there in the rain, in the snow, in the shit.
Oh, man.
They listen to their Dre Beats headphones and they stand there and they try to wave you in to grab like.
And there's always a dance or something these guys are doing.
Yeah, like a chicken suit, and they're trying to get you to go in and buy some shitty food, right?
Oh,
so
man.
it made me reminisce about some old jobs that I had, and I want to ask you, what was your first job coming up?
Well,
was it a paper route or
The first thing I always think of when I see these guys on the road with these like pizza signs or whatever the case is, whatever it is, I'm like, wouldn't you be standing there driving yourself crazy thinking, how can I get out of this and make money a different way? That's the first thing that I'd be doing.
while
You
doing
had a
it?
4-hour
Right?
shift,
Yeah.
standing with a sign,
Standing with a sign. Yeah.
standing with a sign, and I would be thinking, how the hell do I get myself out of this situation and figure out a way to make $5 an hour easier?
It just seems so humiliating to me. But you know what? We've all done stuff that, job wise, you have to start somewhere.
Yeah, so my first job ever was cleaning offices, actually, with my
Oh,
mom.
that's not bad. Okay.
It was like a part-time thing. So I did that for like 2 years, and then my first like kind of official job, because I guess big corporations don't let you work until you're like 16.
Right.
So I started with McDonald's.
You worked at
I
McDonald's
was at McDonald's for like
How was that?
9 months.
9 months only.
Yeah. So the day I got hired, I vowed to myself I have to be out of here by a year. So
Okay.
9 months I was gone. I got hired by a major bank fresh out of high school because I worked there part-time out of a co-op that I did while I was in high school, and they hired me part-time.
Oh, I think we talked. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're looking over loans for student loans, or
Mortgages, actually.
okay, right on. Well, actually, can you go back to McDonald's? What was that like?
Okay, so McDonald's is a horrible freaking job. It was actually one of the hardest job interviews I ever had, for starters.
To this day?
To this day, it's one of the toughest job interviews I've had.
Right.
And then worked there for 9 months. The fun part was when you're in the night shift, there was these like Windex type of spray that you were supposed to use to spray down the table.
Okay.
So we would have, like, in the nighttime, we'd start having these freaking water gun fights with these sprayers, right?
They're just Windexing each other.
Yeah, Windexing each other in the back kitchen, just freaking going nuts, running around the place, right? And the problem is, we're probably Windexing some food.
I'm sure. Yeah. This
Well,
Big Mac
right.
tastes like...
So I didn't see McDonald's getting, like, sued for food poisoning or anything, so thank God for that.
But that's I think that's just par for the course in any restaurant. Have you seen some fucked up shit back there? Like
No, actually,
a guy like rip his pubes out and
No.
None of
that
drop food in there or spit in it.
No, I never saw anything crazy like that. That's thank God.
What about dropping food and still serving it?
The biggest thing I used to see is like, so let's say you'd order fries, right?
Mm-hmm.
The people, while they're like bringing the fries to the tray, they would like pick at it. Or like one guy used to freaking...
They would eat the French fries before they serve it?
Yeah, like they would take... you know how you're like freaking...
You scoop it. Okay.
And then they would like take from the batch that they're handing out or whatever.
Right.
So they're like handing you fries and they're taking from it.
But that they're eating.
Yeah. So the one that I saw the most was like, you know, the McChickens or the crispy chicken.
Right.
Some guy used to like pick away the edges of the chicken and pop it in his mouth.
Because that was his favorite part.
Well, that and he would be hungry. So instead of going and grabbing food during a break, he would just pick from the chickens that were
Oh my
sitting there.
God, this is just so fucking disturbing to hear that. Like, do you eat for free there?
That's the worst thing. No, you get
Okay.
it 50% off, I think it is, but managers, I think, get for free.
I guess after a while, like, you know, it actually probably serves them better to let you eat there free, because then you get sick of the shit and then you're like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
Well, what kind of loser are you if you pack a lunch to McDonald's? You're like, what are you going to have? Do you have the filet of fish today? You're like, nah, fuck it. I brought like a pita wrap. It's salad.
The other thing that really used to piss me off about McDonald's was the overnight shifts.
Okay.
Fuck, they would staff just one person in the back kitchen. And the 4 a.m. guys or whatever, when the clubs they close out,
Right.
there's like lineups around the building. Of
How
cars.
did you know? You were 16. You worked that late?
Yeah, because they would work us till like freaking whatever. At that time, like 2 a.m.
Oh, that's insane.
So you're working drive. So there's one person in drive-through who has to handle cash, plus like the fries and the drinks.
Okay.
And then you're in the back handling all the food.
Is that what you
portions of
did?
The order, right? Yeah, I was in the back. So it's like 1 a.m. and everybody's coming to McDonald's because they're hungry from dancing all night.
Right.
And I'm the only jackass in the back trying to freaking get these like 20 orders out the door as fast as possible. It was bullshit.
But I thought this was their system was to get it within minutes and, you know, big
yeah,
bang,
but not
boom.
at night. Not at night, they just leave you to die by yourself.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
So
And there's some of them, you know, that really, that's a bulk of their business, like where they situate themselves.
Yeah.
But,
And then I did one overnight shift where I was there till like from like midnight till like 8 a.m. cleaning the place.
oh, they have that.
Yeah, they have like, so there's guys that'll come in just to clean.
Okay.
I forget why, but the one guy didn't show up or something. They asked me. So I ended up working like a freaking 12-hour shift or something ridiculous.
Like just you.
Yeah, at night, like cleaning up the place.
That's insane.
It was stupid.
Well, that's what this is all about.
And I did
Shitty memories.
I did a breakfast shift once, like 8 a.m. after going to clubbing until like 4 a.m. And I just basically pulled an all-nighter. I went to eat at like Golden Griddle after at like 4 a.m. till like 6. Went home till like at 7. Like basically napped for like a half hour.
And then went back to
Changed
work.
and went to work at 8 a.m.
I never
to serve
understood that.
fucking eggs.
Yeah, I had, you know, everybody has a run-in with coworkers that do that. They just gotta party, they just gotta go out, or they just, you know what I mean? And they're working early the next day. Like, I was just more prone to call in sick or something. I'm that guy to call in sick. I don't give a shit.
So what were your first jobs?
Well, I gotta say one of the worst jobs that I had didn't last very long. Was actually a place where they rented out vehicles. I'll say that much. I'm not going to attach any kind of name to it.
Budget.
Oh my god. So, oh man, like, I mean, he just had some pretty righteous like managers who were just all about,
man.
trying to get like the numbers up for wherever it was.
And those guys are making $30K a year, right?
They're not making much more than you, and they're just like trying to live the dream through it. And this was around the time when folks were just getting like Blackberries, so they had boners to have like a Blackberry, and then also like
you got a company phone.
Yeah, you had a company phone for one, and if you were a manager or assistant manager, I think you got to take a car home at the end of the night.
Nice.
So they're like, oh yeah, I love it, it's the best, I don't have a car expense. Meanwhile, they're getting like whatever's left, the shittiest car in the lot, it's got no gas. I like having a nice, reliable automobile, and not like touching shit that everybody's been.
I know, right?
And we had to do, stupid shit: pick people up, drop them off, obviously, ring them through.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing for this company was to push, the insurance.
Oh, okay.
Because if it got dinged up or like wrapped it around the pole, you pay $15 a day, and they didn't even care, it was a write-off. So if you could do whatever you wanted to it, and that's why I think on Jackass you see that they get and then they take it to the Derby, but that's pretty negligent. But just vacuuming shit, cleaning it all the time. And there were times where I swear you'd be low on inventory, and I'd see other folks, like other guys that I work with, bring the cars back, pretend to run the friggin' vacuum, bring it right back out. Guys are waiting in the front for their car. They're like, give us a second, we just want to tidy it up. And did nothing more than spit on it and wipe the windshield and then send it back out.
Oh man!
But I there were some tiny ass cars in there too, like total budget ones. And I remember driving over a really windy bridge that we have here, and
just bridge.
Yeah, like I'm telling you, the fenders, like the doors, it was just like whoop, 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 whoop. I thought it was like in the middle of a vacuum. I thought I was going to get sucked off this bridge and end up in the lake.
A buddy of mine once rented a car.
Yeah.
And it was like a little freaking, looked like a pony or something. This little thing.
Yes.
So there's me and two buddies of mine, and these guys are big dudes. So we barely fit in this car. It's like more like a freaking 2-seater.
Right.
And so he starts gunning it up this street, because where we're from, there's that on Barton Street.
Yeah.
It goes up and then it kind of scoops down like the road. Right. So if you give it enough,
you get a little air time.
Right? So we're like, let's try this, man. Let's go air. Let's see how much air we can get. And literally the thing flew off the ground, but like just enough for you to feel that it was off the ground, and then land right away. Oh my god! My buddy in the back seat smacked his head off the top of the fucking car.
This is a rental?
Yeah, it's like, oh, that was a bad idea.
Oh man!
Freaking guy smacked his head off the roof of the freaking car.
It's hilarious, like the way you treat shit that's not yours.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like it's renters of apartments, renters of homes. They just treat it,
no respect.
More often than not, you see like just these. It's a dog and pony show after they leave, right? It's just a mess. They leave the garbage, destroy everything. The same thing with the cars. We'd have like shit you've never seen. I remember one time this guy came back, like, you're not supposed to drive these cars over the border, but clearly they did. They went, there is, those plans where they say it's unlimited, but it's not unlimited when they come back and they go way over like what they expected. So it's unlimited within reason, right?
Yeah.
So for sure this guy took it. He must have gone like the whole like continental U.S. and back, and it was dirty as fuck. And I think you couldn't open the trunk. It was just really shady shit. And it was like, this is stupid shit. Like for every 100 that they make money on, they lost money on that one.
Oh man,
this car was a write-off. But I've had growing up some shitty cars. I changed my whole outlook on cars now, and actually I'll lease a vehicle.
Yeah.
Some call me stupid for doing it, but I just
You'd rather have a nice drive.
I just hate servicing a vehicle. I think it's the biggest fucking brutalist scam. You can't anyways, I guess that's my experience. I've had cars where I had to take them in every month, and I was basically working just to fix my goddamn car.
That's when you get rid of that car.
Yeah, and you're just working to go. You're working to pay your way to work, and that's it.
See, one of the first cars I had was a Saturn.
Okay, right on.
SL1.
What year was it?
98, I think.
Okay. Now, even your parents' cars, when you first started driving, is that the first car that you
No,
had?
the first car I ever drove was my dad's car was Cutlass.
Yeah.
Cutlass, Oldsmobile Cutlass Sierra.
That's hilarious, because I was going to say that was like one of my first ones, too. Yeah, I remember that one.
I had the worst driving record when I was younger, so I freaking ruined that car on my dad. It was
Tickets?
so bad.
Speeding?
No,
or-
I freaking rode that
Accidents?
sucker off, yeah.
What did you do?
I freaking rear-ended.
Pretty serious?
I rear-ended somebody on the highway.
Okay.
And freaking that car hit the car in front of it. It was like a 3-car freaking accident.
What happened?
The weird thing is that accident, like that ticket that I got for that accident, got dropped somehow. It went to court.
Okay.
Like I hired like the ticket specialist guys, and then all of a sudden,
Ex-coppers?
yeah,
Like
it
that
was
kind of thing?
points.
Okay.
And they just called me and were like, "It's dropped." I'm like, "What are you talking about? It dropped?" They're like, "I guess." Somebody must have said something and changed the story, I guess. Maybe all of a sudden it wasn't my fault anymore. I was the last car, though, and usually the last car is the one at fault,
It's
right?
you, right? Yeah.
So, yeah. So I got to experience firsthand what it's like on the highway when there's an accident.
Right.
And those jackasses come to a complete stop as if the scene of your accident is a fucking stop sign.
Yeah, it's the most annoying thing.
They stop, they look fucking left and right, like
Yeah.
4-way stop, and then they go. No wonder there's a freaking backup on the highway. When
Always, yeah. Like it's the most
Freaking
annoying thing
jackasses.
where like they stop the car to just look at.
Yeah.
Like to make it a point, probably to give you the stank eye and be like, "You're a fucking idiot."
But you're an idiot for causing all the traffic behind you.
Yeah, which
Dumbass.
other accidents happen off of piggybacking off of that. But I gotta say, like when I'm driving, I can't stand traffic. I will go the long way
Yeah.
if I know I can keep moving. You know, maybe a couple lights or stop signs from here or there. Like, but I'll avoid the highways. I try to know. You know, I try to take pride in knowing when shit is jammed up. You know, and it seems like everything around here is jammed up now.
Oh, there's construction everywhere.
And they close one access, you know, and the rest of them are like they get tenfold the amount of traffic. It's just insane. It just doesn't seem proportional to like the amount that spills over.
Well, at one time they had traffic on they had construction on the York exit, and then they had construction like on Main down the street. Mm-hmm. So that's the next exit. So people who can't get off on York are moving along and getting off on Main, and then when they get onto Main, there's construction on Main
There too.
So
Yeah.
like, what the hell are these people thinking?
Like you can't win.
Don't they know that the people driving that route are going to take that next exit?
And I'm sure they know, and
let's
you know
put
what, it's
construction
not
there.
their problem because,
They don't
frankly,
care.
the decision makers don't live in those areas. My first car was a 1985 or 86 Reliant K. It was a silver gray.
Nice.
And these things would never ever die. I at the end of its life, I was trying to kill that beast.
Really?
Like I was.
He just wanted an excuse to get rid of it.
My parents were doing some gardening and they asked me to go get some topsoil, and it was
You put topsoil in the gas
yeah,
tank.
the store in the area was they were selling soil for like 11 cents a bag. Like they couldn't give it away. So I remember going inside paying for like 2 bags, and I put about 12 to 15 bags in the trunk.
Nice.
So this K car was dragging I was hauling ass all the way home. I'm probably sparks flying. I shit you not. We got home, they got their soil, you know, pretty much like at 22 cents for 30 bags, whatever I was able to take. But I busted the shit out of the trunk, so the trunk fell out the bottom.
No way.
So we had to take it there was a friend of the family that would always do our work, and he had to weld one back, and it was just a shit show. Like the rear locks wouldn't lock any longer, so you know those when those bungee cords first came out.
Yeah.
I used to bungee cord the door to like the seatbelt hooks that kept my front seatbelt down. Oh my god,
that's awesome.
Like I would take a corner or a turn pretty quickly, and like the doors would open just ever so much. It was like the craziest shit.
That's awesome.
The passenger door wouldn't open, so if I had to drive someone, they went through the driver's side and then climbed over to the. It was just a shit show.
Nice.
And it wouldn't die. But it was pretty reliable. Great on gas, but I had enough.
Yeah.
Those Oldsmobiles, we had a Cutlass here, we had a Cutlass Supreme.
That thing had balls, man.
It did. They could motor, right?
Yeah, man. For a 6-cylinder, that thing fucking had pickup, man.
I remember for our Sierra was at a certain kilometer range, it would start to shake. Like, let's say 120 or something.
Yeah.
So you know what I would do to get it to stop shaking? Speed up! What a stupid fuck. Did it work? Yeah, it did, but here I am doing 160, like zigzagging in the highway. No, fortunately enough, I didn't. But
funny.
What kind of, like, when you're young and you're just that naive and you're just happy to drive, like, you just do the dumbest shit.
Yeah.
Like, you look back and you're like, I'm still breathing.
Well, yeah, I think that when, like, if I ever have kids and they want to, like, take the car out, I'm going to be like, no. You're gonna go out with your friends and let them drive.
Let them drive, yeah.
Let them fucking fuck up their cars. Because when I was young, I'll never forget, when I was in that car accident, I was with a bunch of buddies. And then my brother ended up picking me up and picking up all the kids, like all my friends. We dropped them off, and I went home miserable. And you know what my brother said? He goes, look, they're all going out. They're all having drinks now. They don't give a shit. And you're freaking miserable going home with your car now. And I never forgot that. I'm like, son of a bitch. You know what?
Yeah.
I'm never driving anybody around ever again.
No kidding. Yeah, screw taking the hit for them.
Yeah, that's right.
I remember the first time my cousin got his license. We went out and, it must have been like an all-ages night, and we went to a club, and, man, we got home so late, and we were dropping off, like, when you hear a buddy of yours gets his license, you're like, can we pick up this guy? Can we pick up... Next thing you know, you got a friggin' full car, and, that just adds to the time.
You get home at 4 in the morning, even though you left
30. You had no business, 4 o'clock. You just don't do that. You're only like... I think we were about 16 or 17. You just don't do that, right? The first night my cousin got his license, his keys got taken.
Nice. Oh my God, I'm like 4 in the morning.
First night, yeah, exactly, because he had to drop us all off, and we got home so late. Oh man, yeah, just the stories about vehicles. But you know what? I put that shit away. I lease my car now, and you know what? If I got problems, I'll take it to the the dealership, and that's it.
Yeah.
You know what? Like, I don't want to mess with that.
See, I'm the opposite. I'd like get a used car, freaking drive it into the ground, and hope that the repairs are just like minor maintenance stuff, and the freaking engine doesn't blow up on me or anything.
Which is what most everybody does, I guess.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, but it's amazing too when you're younger and you want like this really nice vehicle.
Well, that's the mistake I made. So here I am, stupid enough to buy a car, because I think it was like 99 when I bought the 98 or something.
Okay.
Like 19 years old. And so here I'm thinking I'm going to get like a near brand new car.
Right.
But I get a freaking Saturn. You think I would have got a better car if I'm going to go new like that? No. I get this shitty payment for this crappy car.
This is a brand new car?
It was pretty much brand new. It
okay.
had like 45,000 clicks on it or something.
Okay.
It was like 2 years old when I bought it. And what I liked about it was the fact that the doors... You remember how they had the anti-dent doors? So that was like my selling feature. It had like power locks, power windows. It had like everything other than a sunroof, basically.
Okay.
And so I like...
Loaded Saturn.
For whatever reason, I fucking loaded Saturn.
Just the ingredients for being overpaying for a car.
I just didn't have freaking leather. No leather, no sunroof. That's all it was missing. But, so the idiot that I am, buy this fucking plastic Tupperware car. Is basically what it was.
Non-denting. Yeah.
And, but the thing was, that thing got hit so many times by other people. It's like they knew it was an anti-dent car.
It was a
I swear to God, like I got into like 4 or 5 accidents with that fucking car. And it looked like it was never in any accident unless you looked close. Because the darts would just freaking bounce back.
What color was it?
It was green.
Okay.
But man, I tell you, I got into so many accidents with that goddamn car.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, so here I am paying freaking like a $300 car payment or something at the time. And it was a shitty car. And then my insurance was through the roof from the accidents I had driving my dad's car.
Right.
And I'm paying like $500-$600 a month in total for this freaking car to be on the road. Like,
it's just insane.
Stupidity, man.
When you're working, like, you know, your first shitty job and your first shitty car.
It's a car.
You're working a shitty job to make shitty money to pay for your shit car.
Yeah.
And,
that's the life.
Like, it seemed like more. Yeah, that's life here.
And then people say that those are the best years of their lives.
Yeah, no
are you kidding me? I don't want to go back to that.
You know, I know some kids were working just to have their car, but they work so friggin' much they couldn't enjoy.
Oh, and don't forget the sound systems that everybody was getting at that time.
Yeah,
so the sound system was worth more than the car.
And you know what? So, like, that's the limit. That's what we could do with our money, right? Like, you're not getting into addictions.
One would hope,
right? You're not in the age range to get the heavier shit.
Yeah,
you can't go anywhere. They don't let you in. Shopping gets old after you buy all the clothes and shoes.
Yeah,
and
you can only hang out at the mall so long.
Baseball cards and shit you want, and you're not going to go to sporting events and trips, and so I guess the car is the first thing. I guess now it would be a cell phone, wouldn't it? Like a smartphone. Phone plan.
But the phone plans are like $0. So you just got to lock you in for 3 years.
Okay, so what's next after that? You got to get the car, and so you got the shitty job, shitty pay, shitty car, and all you're doing is working just to pay it.
Imagine if we were smart enough at that time to just invest in like fucking Google at the time. I'm working to pay for Google.
You'd have to be pretty far out there and forward thinking to nail that one down, right? Like, it's just because I think that concept is just way above most people's what they can even imagine, right?
Yeah.
So it's all about taking that risk, I guess.
Well, when you're a kid, you're like, when I'm 16, I'm going to buy a Mustang. Like, you know how much a Mustang costs? A McDonald's job ain't going to pay for that.
But when you're that young and you don't want to be told no, like, you just, everything's within reach, and you just decide very easily that, if it's going to take me 5,000 hours working, holding this pizza sign, I'll fucking do it. So everyone's got a reason to work, and I guess we can't knock it, but man, I look at those guys and they're freezing their dicks off, and I'm just like, I don't know how they do it.
It's sad, man.
But nothing beats classic, like the movies when you're growing up, the music when you're growing up, like, just the way you grew up, and you just think it's just the way you're experiencing it is absolutely the best.
Yeah.
Like, when I was young, my folks had, my parents had, like, the illegal box. So I was watching older movies, like, from a young friggin' age. I'm talking Arnold Schwarzenegger. I could watch Commando. Nice. I could watch Rocky. And
was it a box or was it satellite?
I think at first they had it free. I don't know how.
Oh, okay.
And then eventually they got into the... Yeah, exactly. Then we got into... But I miss those old 80s action movies. Like, I can't... they try to resurrect now with guys, but, like, The Rock in particular.
Yeah.
And I like The Rock, but I see him only... I can't get past the fact that he was... he's more wrestler than actor.
Yeah, he's second rate.
So, do you have a favorite action movie?
Action movie? Not back in that day. The only thing that I would think of is like the true crime, not true crime, but like remember Heat with Robert De Niro and Al Pacino?
Yep.
That's an awesome movie.
But even those, they're not replicated today. Like, I don't know if it's not having the guts or it's just those in charge of Hollywood just don't release those anymore.
It's tough because probably one of the most creative movies I've seen is Prestige.
Oh yeah, the magic. Christian Bale and Michael Caine and
Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
And then my favorite movie to date is the Dark Knight trilogy. I can't decide which of the three I like the most. You like. Which were all Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, you're a big Bale fan too.
Yeah. So the fact that the new Batman's going to be fucking Ben Affleck or something, that's pathetic, man.
Well, that is like 99.9% of the fan reaction is just like totally against the Affleck. Okay, can you explain that? Because I want to at least give the guy a chance.
I think I'll watch it, but it's not going to be the greatest movie of all time. It's like the Batman trilogies were, in my opinion.
Is
in
it
my
cheesy
opinion.
because of the stuff that he's done?
I think
or
so. I can't imagine him as a rugged, edgy like superhero guy,
like a badass
like a badass
dude.
I'm gonna remember him with like Jennifer Lopez, yeah, whatever Jennifer he's dating, basically, or like laying on that boat in that fucking video he did with her, right? That's what I'm gonna think. I mean, Argo was a great movie, but
right years later and
yeah.
a different yeah. No, I hear you. That's why I feel like when you take actors that are famous and then put them into already famous roles, it's let's talk about Bond. Like Daniel Craig is my absolute favorite Bond right now. He's badass. I think he looks the part, plays the part.
Yeah.
Is just even like his looks, the eyes, he's steely and he's got that combination of badass and smooth, right? And you know what folks are always going to say, Sean Connery being one of the originals is the best, longest lasting. Others are going to say Roger Moore. I liked Roger Moore growing up because that identify it to our era.
Yeah, for sure.
But did you know Daniel Craig for anything but James Bond? Now, I think
he did a couple things before, no?
I think he's a good actor, and he has definitely done other work. But I know him principally now as Bond.
Right.
But when you take a fucking guy like, and I'll argue this, Timothy Dalton and Pierce Brosnan, like, come on.
Well, they were going for the more like what's the word?
Authentic British,
sharp. I don't know.
Debonair.
Yeah, that kind of look, right?
But the problem is for me and those guys is that, like I knew them for their other roles. They were already like, so I look at someone coming in like, that's the dude from Mrs. Doubtfire. Or Remington Steele.
Man.
Right? Like,
for sure.
Exactly. And then the funny thing is, like, they're the exact same dude. So I bet you maybe Timothy Dalton was like, fuck you, director. This is my role. And he's like, no, fuck you. We'll bring in the exact same dude. And then they brought in Pierce.
Well, the funny thing that you were saying about 80s movies, just going back to that, is the big stars now were the big stars in the 80s. Schwarzenegger, fucking Sylvester Stallone. Those guys are at the top of the
top of their game, and then they're bringing it back. Yeah, like, you know what I think when you run out of
it's the HGH they're on. Well, it keeps them young.
No kidding. And who would have told you, they're bad for you? Shit, if you kept...
I know. Look at Stallone. He's still.
I guess Schwarzenegger's had a heart transplant and he's still rocking out.
Yeah, right?
Man. But I don't know if there was an era where it started going into like, and that's not too far ago. Like maybe keeping The Dark Knight in mind. Like the special effects, CGI and all that fuckery on screen to capture your imagination. But I think once if folks get over that or they run out of ideas, they just go back to an oldie. And then just bring guys back.
Well, how many
and
times,
they're doing this shit again, right?
How many times is a movie either remade or a book is turned into a movie? And there's no new ideas.
That's why I can't get when they keep reduxing like Spider-Man. They keep reduxing like Superman. It just drives me nuts. And how was the latest Superman? I saw it available the other day.
Oh, so. Man of Steel?
Yeah. What did you think about it?
It was pretty good, but I like the more of the history when he was younger. Mm-hmm. Like the storyline of when he was growing up. Those parts I like better.
They don't touch on that?
They do, but I think they could have done it a little bit more. And then the fight scenes just went on forever. Like, it's your typical, like, grandiose fucking fight scene, wreck the world while we're fighting.
Right.
Every building in the city.
Destroy everything in your path.
And it's like after 10 minutes of watching these two guys fly around fucking throwing each other out of building, it's enough.
You know what I found, and I don't know, maybe I'm just like too old, and when I watch a fight scene that's so fast I can't see shit, or it's so dark, I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? I might as well watch like two guys rolling around.
I might as well close my eyes.
Blanket. Yeah, I know.
It's just like Transformers was like that.
It's like a little too much. It's cool as hell, but it's just, you know what? Maybe I need less fantasy.
Well, to me, the Transformers was like could have been the biggest thing ever made.
Okay. But you don't think they were?
And I think they ruined that with that stupid Shia LaBeouf and made it all about him and his fucking Bumblebee car. In his car. Like that scene where they're in the backyard hiding from the parents. That's the fucking dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. And it went on for like 20 minutes. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, as if you need scenes like that to fill up a movie.
Yeah, fucking when the cartoons, they used to kill each other, and the humans were an afterthought in the cartoon.
That's true.
They weren't the fucking primary thing.
That's true.
Like, who the fuck is Shia LaBeouf? And he just kept yelling the whole time in that movie. That's all he did. He would run around and yell the whole freaking movie.
Well, you can't please everybody, clearly, and I guess we're the two fucking hardest ones. unless our thoughts aren't the most original here, but like even when they had the Bond girls, you know, bringing in Denise Richards, Halle Berry, you know, it was just playing off the sex appeal way too much, right? But then you watch the Bond girls now. They're not virtually unknowns, but they become famous for what they do in the Bond movie. Like, I like that because there's, you know, it's just...
And they got these crazy accents and stuff.
But you just don't bring these folks, like these actresses or actors that they're known for other things. And it's just, I can't get it out of my mind. And maybe that's me getting past it, but...
I think that's why a lot of directors are doing that nowadays. They're actually searching for unknowns. Mm-hmm. Right, that are just on the verge of stardom, so that's what they're known for, is that role. And people, when they're watching it, like they would have almost been better off picking a no-name fucking Batman. Or who's that guy that played in True Grit? Me and a couple of guys were talking about it, and that name came up, and coincidentally they were talking about maybe getting him, but it didn't work.
Oh, I forgot the main actor.
The guy who was in Wall Street 2, the second one.
Shia LaBeouf. You fucked
Not
yourself.
that jackass. No, the older guy, the guy who was the traitor, like the
Michael Douglas.
No, he was the first one. Anyways,
he's in the second one.
The name is he's in the second one, not as much though. Anyways, I'm gonna remember as soon as I.
Brolin.
That's it.
James Brolin.
Yeah,
he's the one from No Country for Old Men.
That's it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
so
that's a badass movie. Yeah.
They were talking about having him as the Batman because he's older now, right? He's supposed to be older,
and he's got
a
that
rugged motherfucker.
Demeanor. Yeah, exactly.
He would have been the most amazing Batman.
Why wouldn't Bale just keep it going? Or
Bale didn't want to do it because
he freaked out on the photographer.
No, because Christopher Nolan wasn't a part of it,
directing it.
Yeah, so that's why he moved on. They both basically.
Well, you know, and there's a contradiction right there. Like, I know Bale for Prestige and The Machinist or American Psycho. He does brilliant work, and then meanwhile he does Batman, and I love it.
That's
you know what? There's always. It's just maybe, I try not to make too many generalizations.
Maybe Ben Affleck will surprise me.
Shit. Yeah, you gotta play it by ear, man. You gotta watch these things, and that's why I don't want to jump on Affleck. And maybe I'm getting old and trying to change my ways on that. But
you're being more understanding.
Yeah, well, another thing that I'm finding, you know, TV shows are just getting incredible. Like, I think actors are favoring TV roles now because they stay in the same location.
Yeah.
It's a more stable,
That's right.
like than them working every couple months and you know, like having to change locations, and it's a different lifestyle. I think the stability is great for them, and when you catch on to a really wicked show, right? You know, just before it was unheard of to go from TV to movie or movie to TV.
Yeah. Now,
and
or it was like
crazy.
It was like a demotion to go from a movie to a sitcom or whatever.
It's almost like TV is outperforming movies for sure. And I watch shows like Sons of Anarchy, Breaking Bad.
Yeah, I just got into Breaking Bad.
Homeland is a great one. The new one, The Blacklist.
Oh, have you been watching that?
Yep.
See,
they're terrific, right? And each of those has actors who made the jump from movies to TV, and you know, just wrapped up Dexter. Not a lot of people were happy with that ending.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but another trend that I'm seeing with that too is you're getting foreign actors, English actors, coming in and playing American roles. Yeah. Like the starring role in Sons of Anarchy is Jax Teller, who is a actor from North England.
Oh, really?
And sometimes you can actually catch his accent.
Oh, okay.
And I think he's terrific in the role, but it's got to make some American actors pissed off.
I think he was the one where they were going to put him in 50 Shades of Grey.
I thought he was doing it. Charlie Hunnam. Props to Charlie Hunnam. Jax Teller.
I just heard he backed out.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Well, I guess, he's got a good thing going. That Sons is just terrific.
Crazy.
Every single week is just something crazy, and props to Kurt Sutter, too, and his writing. And when I hear interviews and podcasts with the guys that act in those shows, they just give him all the accolades, because they are shocked week to week of what they're doing too.
That's wild. But
I love the show. It's great, and I hope it lasts forever. Right? You just get into some of these shows that that's the way you feel about them. But then everything comes to an end, and you start a new one.
I just got into Breaking Bad now that it's over.
You're
5 years behind.
Sometimes it's good to wait because you don't have to wait week to week.
Yeah, so I'm watching it kind of like on demand now, and
right on.
And I'm only on season 2 now, like episode 2 or something.
And is it Bryan Cranston? Is the main? He's a badass.
I'm amazed at how many people were talking about that show, so I had to start watching it.
He was at the Dodgers game and he got a rousing ovation, and everyone booed I think Tom Cruise.
Oh yeah,
but Walter White,
nice,
fucking things up, badass. The other actor in Homeland, Damian Lewis, the lead guy, the rogue character, the American soldier, military guy. He's a British actor, I believe, too. So it's it's pretty strange that even Hollywood is going and
the British
and bringing actors internationally to play these American roles. So it's pretty fascinating, but it's quite a phenomenon. But again, they're not necessarily known for the things they've already done here.
Yeah,
but I think that adds to it. I don't know. We'll see.
You play football, don't you? With like a league.
Yeah. Like shits and giggles league.
Yeah. But it's tackle, right?
No.
It's not. Is it flag? What is it?
It's touch football.
Oh, okay, it's touch football. Yeah. Okay. So I found a video on YouTube. Okay. It's a flag football game. Okay. It's a fraternity, and this guy comes to give like a freaking pregame speech.
Okay. It's flag football?
It's flag football.
All right. Okay.
So it's about a minute and a half.
All right.
So do you want to listen?
Yeah, shoot. Let's go.
Should we play it? So you got to listen to this guy's intensity. It's just loading up here.
Listen. I'm going to tell you this, guys, once. As someone who's been away from this fraternity for as long as I've been away from it, it's not been long. But I know one thing that I've learned this entire time. That out on that field is where we fucking rule. It doesn't fucking matter what our house looks like, who the fuck we hang out with, what's going on outside of this shit. This circle, these fucking people in this circle is what fucking matters to you. You are the fucking people I want by my side for the rest of my fucking life. Because out on that field, we are fucking God. Out on that field, we don't fucking take any shit. We're the fucking rulers. We decide what fucking goes, who goes, and when we win, and when we fucking lose. Which is fucking never. Every single fucking season I've been a part of this team, we've fucking been winners. Everyone is fucking afraid to play this team. Doesn't matter who the fuck is in it, who the fuck we represent, or who the fuck is going on outside this circle. That's right. These are the people that fucking matter, and these are the people you're gonna fucking win with. So out on that field, you fucking take it and you leave it. Because that's your fucking legacy.
What a jerk off. So I'm, and that's why when you ask me, I try to downplay it. I'm not trying to say we're not anything professional. I do it just to have a little feeling in my heart for some competition.
So you wouldn't
but
bring somebody out that used to play with you guys a couple of years ago to do a pre-game speech? Get you all
that
pumped?
sound more frat than it did like actual like a bro, like a teammate.
Yeah,
Like, you talk like that, and actually, my buddies are good at hacking on each other. Like you make fun of each other before you're done talking like that.
Yeah,
right? That's funny though. That's pretty serious. This guy thought he was like Ray Lewis of touch football. But
the best part for me is the guy that starts yelling every damn day. At the end of the video. Oh my god,
that's insane.
So the word's still out on whether that's like a goof video or that guy was actually serious. And
I don't think you faked that.
I think they were serious, man.
Right? Like
I think they're freaking serious, man.
It's all perspective. I think you gotta fucking remember it's flag football.
That's funny shit, man.
But fans get crazy about, really fanatical about their sports. Right? I used to be that fucked up, but
there's like 7 people watching.
Yeah, no kidding. Like this is like an open field in the middle of nowhere. Wow, that was
any given Sunday.
Yeah, like you would have thought this was an NFL game, Super Bowl.
I know.
Oh my god, how did you find that?
I heard it on the radio, man.
Oh, because I was gonna say yeah.
And what kills me is there's only like 16,000 views, so I'm surprised that.
Yeah, I thought it would be 16 million.
Yeah, right.
Something that fucking ridiculous. What do you know about YouTube videos and gaining popularity and getting paid on them? Right, like, what do you know about that?
It's basically it's based on how many views you get.
Okay.
So if you get to a certain amount of views, you get approached by them to put ads on your videos. Mm-hmm. And so if people click on the ad while they're watching your video, then you get paid for the price that the person is getting charged.
Oh, okay.
You get like a percentage of whatever they're paying.
But you don't hit a certain number of views and then they start doing it, or?
Yeah, you usually have to get to about 40,000 views or something if it's like your first video,
right?
And then you get approached by them, or if it starts to like trend really fast, Google will like contact you and ask you to be a part of their kind of advertising program. So basically, they start slapping ads on your videos.
Oh, okay.
And so, like, at the bottom when you're watching...
And then you can skip some of them and others you can't.
Some you can skip and some you can't. So I guess it's based on what that person is paying for the ad.
Right.
So if they're paying probably a premium, then you can't skip it.
Oh, then you can't skip it at all. Right.
Yeah, and I find that those that you can't skip are usually on the ones that have, like, the million views and stuff.
Right,
The bigger ones.
And what's the highest views you've ever seen on a YouTube video?
It's that Psy...
yeah, I thought Gangnam Style was, like...
It is. It's the highest.
Is it like 1 trillion hits?
It might be.
Like, it's just
It might be. It was the first YouTube video to ever hit 1 billion.
That's insane.
And his second video, I'm a
Is
Gentleman.
that high too? Yeah.
It's like probably at 1 billion now. So he's like the first guy to hit it twice.
Well, when you got like, 2.5 billion Asians out there, like they just gotta watch it once or twice, and you're fucking in the next. Like we think everything is here in North America, and fuck, all they have to do is watch it once a piece, and they just blow like.
I didn't even think it's that good of or funny of a video. You?
No,
I don't get it.
Neither did I. But
it's
you know
not
what?
A billion views
there's got to be hundreds of videos like that you look at, and they've got so many hits, and you just wonder how the fuck they do it. But you know what? Is it luck? Is it like a lot of the highest videos now are music videos, aren't they?
Yeah, a lot of it is the sharing, right? So like if I email this to a bunch of buddies and be like, look at this tool on freaking
passing it on.
Yeah, right. So there's the share links on YouTube, and then just like people can embed it on their websites and stuff. So it just starts to go viral like that.
Right. It is.
That's like the Walk Off the Earth guys that are local from Burlington. You hear about those guys?
Yeah, aren't they Gautier?
No. Oh yeah. They covered the Gautier song. Yeah. So in like a weekend, it went up to like 30 million views.
What do they do? They're the ones that the guitar with the
5 guys on the guitar.
What? Oh, I thought they were actually. I thought that was the band.
They are a band, but they're not.
But they're not the band that. Oh, okay.
They were covering the Gautier song.
Oh, but I thought that singer was.
No.
Oh, okay. I thought that was originally where I saw.
That song?
Somebody I used to know.
Really? Yeah?
So I thought they were actually.
That's funny.
And I thought they were from a Canadian, like Burlington.
They are from Burlington.
Well, where's Gautier from?
They're from like They're from like England or something.
Oh fuck! Fuck me, O'Reilly. Like that's a Canadian band. That's okay. There's no shortage of great Canadian talent, bands, actors. That's for sure. It's just nobody fucking knows it. Yeah,
Hey, I think some of
it's a good moral.
comics are Canadian.
Oh, no doubt. It's a great moral victory when you know that these guys pumping out like the hits are Canadian. That's for sure. And as much as people want to say Canadians don't have that nationalism, like I think we definitely do, and probably it's more like a cockiness than anything. We just don't wear it on our shirts.
Yeah,
That's hilarious. I thought here I was totally misled because that came out way before their music video. So right?
Which one? No,
Them playing on the guitar did not come out before the video where the two
Goche?
naked.
No.
Yeah, no way.
Yeah, because if in the beginning, in the
That's
early
hilarious.
days, like even if you look now, the original video had like 30 million views
Oh, it did.
when this thing came out.
So did that song
And
come
then-
out years ago and then just
Like a year ago.
come back? No, but
Oh,
it came out way before.
It was like
became
released.
popular?
It was released like a year before it got popular.
That's so crazy that
Yeah,
that
it
stuff
just
happens.
like picked up all of a sudden.
Or
It
you
got-
hear those obscure things
momentum.
like it was popular in
whatever.
Northwest
Yeah.
Florida state, but not anywhere else
Yeah.
until or
The record label just never gave up.
yeah, we blew up in Europe and then then they came back here and oh okay.
So like that video had like 30 million views, and then the Goche cover with the 5 people playing one guitar
Right.
came out, and then it was always second to the other video because it was like a related video,
Right.
but it was trending up so fast that like in a weekend it went to like 30 million views, and then the original Goche went to like 45 million views. So the Goche always kind of had a head start on it,
Right.
But the cover caught up so fast as far as views.
That's insane.
So then they got a record deal out of that freaking video.
yeah, a lot of well, at least you hear now the folks are getting their like their due from.
They're actually
from
getting the
YouTube.
radio play
Yeah, that's
quite a bit
insane.
around here. So
Well, let's try to put something together that can get as many hits as Psy. Though I don't know if that'll work. Hey. All right, so. Okay, so yeah, our goal for the next week has got to be coming up with something for YouTube, and we're gonna try to get viral with something
it's
crazy.
the 1 billion view challenge.
Yeah, this is the 1 million view challenge. So those of you out there listening, let's get the network going. We're going to pump something out, and then you keep sending it out to and maybe we'll make it happen. So
Nice.
number 3, Nobody's
Peace.
podcast.
See you next week.
Until next time, more shit talk. Love you. Bye.
We gotta come up with like an